Everyone. I'm Pastor Mark, and this is a message of hope. Today we're going to shift into the Gospel of John and go into the 11th miracle that Jesus has done, recorded by John. It's in chapter 5, 1 through 9. It reads, "Sometime later, Jesus went to Jerusalem for a Jewish festival. Near the sheep gate in Jerusalem there was a pool, which in Aramaic is called Baithsaida. That translates into Pool of Mercy, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. It's about the size of a football field. It was here that a great number of people with various diseases and disabilities would gather together, and they were blind or crippled or paralyzed, and they gathered about this pool because, in their desperation for a cure, they had come to believe in a superstitious tale, a tale that, very sadly, God appeared cruel and arbitrary. They erroneously believed that an angel would periodically come down and stir the waters, and whoever noticed that the waters were stirred was first to enter the water and supposedly healed. What a God that would do that, just heal if you were first. That is not the God that we understand in the Bible. This is a really sad thing. You have to get somebody to grab you to bring you into the water. You need help doing that. And whoever's first would get healed, supposedly. There was one particular sad case of a man who had been paralyzed for 38 years. Imagine a man sitting there for 38 years, never first, always last, always depending on others. And it was a complete religious system that had let him down every day, all day, 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for such a long time, he walked up to him and said something very strange. Verse 6, "Do you want to be healed?" Now today I would like to ask you that question. Do you want to be healed of whatever you're going through? If you think about this, to be healed, completely and totally. You've been crippled your whole life sitting there. Let's say you've also maybe been frozen in your Christianity and haven't been able to do anything, or just got some sin that you're struggling with and you just can't get over it. And for you to get over it, let's take an idea of a paralyzed man. What's the answer? Well, of course, sure, I'd love to. Well, what happens? Well, for 38 years, they've learned to beg. They've learned to play people on groveling, on being the victim. And suddenly you can't have those to use anymore, and you've been doing that for 38 years. That's been your occupation. To do that no more? That's a big question. So ask yourselves, do you want to have God heal you? Because when he does, big things happen. So he asked this man, "Do you want to be healed?" in verse 6. And Jesus replies, he doesn't argue with him. He doesn't have a discussion with him. He just says, "Pick up your mat and walk." Immediately, the man was completely cured. He jumps up, picks up his mat, and walks. Life is different from that man. A legal system that couldn't help him, with all the doctors, lawyers, and theologians of the time in the church that completely let him down on a daytime. When Jesus comes in and replaces that system with the newness of who he is, he immediately solves his problem. Creates some new ones, but he solved the problem. My question to you today is, do you want to be healed again? And do you want Jesus to come into your life and do that? And do you believe it and have the faith of it? Go and be well today and know that Jesus loves you and cares for you and is not arbitrary in his healing, but will heal all that come to him and say, "Please heal me." God bless you today. We'll talk to you later. This is Pastor Mark saying, God bless you.